It's really awkward because I don't have a computer. But now we're recording, so you guys say hi.
Hi.
This is Shooting the Knit.
Shooting the Knit.
That's what this vlog is called. This is my dad.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer's father.
Okay, so...
Which is a privilege and an honor.
Aw, you're so sweet sucking up.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, okay. So, we're in Narnia right now. Oh, I forgot to tell you. This place is called Narnia. Your house.
My house is Narnia?
Yeah, Hannah named it Narnia because the last time I drove her here, we were driving and at first she thought I was trying to get lost on purpose, and then she's like, "Where are you taking me, Narnia?" And so now this is referred to as Narnia.
You drove over here? You didn't come through the closet?
We took the long way.
Okay,
Scenic route. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and now I love the background we're getting because it feels like we're in Beauty and the Beast with your library.
Yes, this is my library, and I will share it with you. And you will love me always, because I gave you this book right here.
Restory?
Restory by Anne McCaffrey.
Oh, okay.
Anne McCaffrey, one of my favorite authors.
Oh, so if you want to buy him a birthday present.
Well, she doesn't write anything anymore.
Never mind. I lied. So, Father, what would you like to talk about today?
I want to talk about movies.
Okay, what movies do you want to talk about? There's a lot of them.
Well, no, just the whole theory of movies in general.
Okay.
My lovely daughter and her two wonderful brothers
Sorry.
were brought up in our house where I believe a good movie is a good movie. It doesn't matter when it was made or who made it.
Watch a lot of black and white movies.
It's a good movie. And I would show them all these great movies that I grew up loving and thinking were wonderful. Mm-hmm. And they would sit here and they would roar with laughter or they would cry at the end without ever even a thought about how it was in black and white or that it was made in the 1940s or whatever. I mean, they thought Laurel and Hardy was fun.
Yeah. They
watched all the road pictures with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, and we all laughed together and realized that Bob and Bing never got anywhere. They were always on the journey. And we had a great time. We watched old science fiction movies. For a while we were on a kick where we watched Godzilla stomp on just about everything that could be stomped on.
I wasn't a fan of this. Can I just be honest?
Well, they were scary movies,
yes.
And you were properly scared. I mean,
still properly scared. It's a giant dragon thing crushing a town.
Yes, in a big rubber suit.
Well, yeah, but when I was 6 watching them, the suit didn't really look it still looked cheesy.
Before Jennifer joined the family, I owned a video store. And I had one of the biggest sections of family movies in town. And it used to irritate me to no end when people would bring in their kid, say, go pick out a movie. The kid would pick out a movie. And the mom would take one look at it. Oh, that's old. You won't like it.
Really?
Oh, that's black and white. You won't watch that. And it would frustrate me because these kids were picking up great movies. And the mom would turn it down. There was one little girl that came in one day. She was probably 5.
Okay.
And she very politely walked up to the counter and said, "Excuse me, do you have anything new for kids today?" I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do. I just got it in yesterday. It was a movie called The Absent-Minded Professor."
I love that movie.
It's a Disney movie starring Fred MacMurray. And it's about a guy, he's a scientist, and out in his garage, he invents Flubber. Now, I know you've probably seen the thing with Robin Williams. Ignore that.
It's still a good movie.
It was a decent movie, but the original is better.
Yes.
And I told her, it's about a guy that invents this gooey stuff that makes his car fly. And she goes, oh, that sounds like fun. So she took the movie over to her mom, and her mom said, well, what is that? She goes, this man makes his car fly. She says, oh, that's black and white. You won't watch it.
That's rude.
Yeah, and the little girl was very upset because I had done a good job of selling her that movie.
What was your job?
She was ready to just go see that movie.
For those of you who happen to be my father's age or in that age range, the movie store was called Big Mike's Video. Just in case anybody local is like, oh, that's Big Mike! There you go.
That's
throwing
me.
It out there.
Anyway, so the little girl was actually kind of crying, and the mom said, fine, then you're not getting anything, and they left. The next 2 or 3 times they came in, the mom would say, go pick what you want. And she went and got that movie. She wanted to see that movie. And her mom kept saying, no, you're not going to see it. Now, I, in the old days, rented family movies for $1.
That's a pretty good price.
Yeah, everything else was $3, but family films were $1.
Okay.
It was $1. Let the kid have the movie. If she doesn't watch it, what have you wasted? $1. And the mom kept saying, well, you'll never watch it. You'll never watch that movie. I'm not getting it. And finally, I think their 3rd trip in, the little girl said, Mommy, this is what I want.
Good.
And her mom said, fine, I'll get it for you. But if you don't watch the whole thing, then I'm never renting you another movie. I thought, gee, what a evil witch.
You can say bitch.
You said, I really enjoyed you in the Wizard of Oz, you know. So the little girl came up with this little grin of glee, handed me the ticket, I got her the movie, and they took it home. Rental was 24 hours. The next day they came back. Little girl got out of the car by herself and brought the movie in. Mm-hmm. Her mom realized she'd made quite a spectacle of herself in front of me, and I guess her mom was not going to come in and face me. Awesome. Little girl came in, she handed it back, and I said, so, did you like it? She goes, I watched it 4 times. It was wonderful. I thought, that's great.
Aww.
Then you want to see the movie that came after it. It's called a sequel. She goes, really? Goes, yeah. The movie's called Son of Flubber. I said, I have it. She ran out to the car, got her mom, came back in. They rented the movie. Her mom said, I never in this world thought she'd watch that old movie. I said, ma'am, you got to remember, if you've never seen it, it's new.
Yeah. There's movies that we have that I still haven't watched here. And they're from your store when his store burnt down. But he still...
Before you were born.
Before I was born, the store burned down. But he saved... How many movies did you save?
I was able probably to save about 80 or 90 films.
Okay. Yeah, but we have them. And so we've been... I still watch them. My favorite movie is actually A Brown Case from your old video store.
Which one?
Victor Victoria.
Yep.
Which I've watched it so much.
She's worn out my tape. Now when we put it in... Because the sound is really muffled and it's but she'll still watch it.
Yeah.
Because she knows all the lines.
I do. It's a great movie.
But that little girl came into my store over the next... Well, my store was open for 8 years. And she was probably there for the next 6 years. So until she was 11 or 12. She proceeded to go through my entire family section and my classic movies, which also rented for $1.
Oh.
She would come in and say, what do you got that's great? What do you got that's good? And I would show her something, and she would get excited about it.
Good.
It was fun when I could introduce somebody to the idea that an old movie wasn't a bad movie. It was just old. The guy that used to work for me, his name was Tim, high school kid.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim. He came in one night and he goes, while you're in the store, I expected you to be playing movies. Now, one of the jokes at Big Mike's Video was that we only got to watch the first half of a movie.
Why?
Because you'd put it in, it would be playing, somebody would come in and they'd be looking for something, and inevitably they would look at the TV and go, what's this?
And you'd have to take it out.
And I'd take it out, rewind it, and let them go. You know, so, and there were movies in my store that weren't really big, huge blockbusters. Nobody had ever heard of it, but it was a good movie.
Like what? Could you name one?
Nate and Hayes.
Never heard of it.
It's a pirate movie starring Tommy Lee Jones. It's actually quite good.
I like pirates.
It's a simple thing, but they actually have a scene in there where you've got this big, beautiful pirate ship out fighting an ironclad, which is a steam-powered iron battleship, and it's not CG or anything like that. No computer graphics in this, dude. They built them, they went out, and they shot them all to hell. It was great. And so every time I put that movie in, somebody come rent it. I think I watched the first half 10 times for every time I actually got to end up watching the whole movie.
Nice.
Anyway, Tim came in one night and he goes, well, what do you got that's new that's good that I can watch tonight? Now, it's a Tuesday night. It's going to be dead.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I don't know. I just got 12 Angry Men in. He goes, what's that?
That's a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great
I said,
play.
oh, it stars Henry Fonda, and it's got a who's list of everybody that's in it. There's only like one actor in the whole movie. You go, I don't know him. Everybody else you recognize from other stuff.
Okay.
And Tim goes, oh, really? Oh, sounds good. I said, yeah, it's this jury trial, and it's really intense. And he took a look at the box and says, oh, it's black and white. This is an old one. Nah, I'll watch something else. I said, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean you'll watch something else?
Tim, you're fired.
He goes, well, no, black and white, that's old stuff. I went, okay, as your boss, it's now your assignment to watch this movie tonight.
So good.
Oh, really, man? Oh, okay. The next night he came into work, and I asked him, I said, so did you watch 12 Angry Men? He goes, yeah, I watched it. I said, and? He goes, when he pulled out that knife and stuck it in the table, I about cracked myself. That thing, I was sitting on the edge of the counter the rest of the night. He goes, I'm sorry, I know it's bad for business. I was hoping nobody came in and rented it away from me because I needed to know how that was going to end. He got excited about it. He goes, wow, this is incredible. He goes, and he goes, it's an old movie, but you're right, I did know some of those guys.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, it's a very powerful drama. But the whole movie takes place in one room with 12 men. They're on a jury making a decision. Talk about a claustrophobic feel to it. I mean, it's really intense. He goes, you got anything else like that? I said, how about Citizen Kane?
Ooh.
So before Tim stopped working for me, he'd gone through most of my section over there.
Excellent. Good for him.
You know, and it was fun to hit guys up. Like at night I had a group of teenage boys come in. They were all ready for something. I said, really? So you're looking for something maybe with some scantily clad ladies in it? Ooh, yeah, something with maybe, how about some Roman soldiers storming and raping and pillaging? Yeah, we want that. So I sent them home with...
I don't know where you're going with this. I'm sorry.
A funny thing happened on the way to the Fourm.
Okay. Roman soldiers threw me off. Sorry.
Which was a big, huge musical starring Zero Mostel.
If you haven't seen any of these, I'm going to list them in the description. Please go, because I've watched all of these movies and they're great. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So the next day they brought the movie back and they said, well, how'd you like it? I go, that was a musical. Yeah, and they go, it was funny. I said, yeah, it was funny.
Great movie.
It's got fun songs in it. I mean, it's got, funny actors doing funny things. They go, yeah, that Nothing Mousel guy, he's pretty good. I went, nothing. Oh, you mean Zero Mostel? Yeah, him. He's pretty funny.
Well, that shows you that they only watched it once.
Yeah.
And they were laughing so hard that they couldn't concentrate.
Yeah, I mean, there were nights I sent people home with movies that maybe didn't work out for them or wasn't their cup of tea. I mean, when you get the guy that walks through the door, he says, yeah, where's your section for revenge movies?
That's
okay, you're
crazy.
looking for prison pictures and...
Green Mile.
Yeah, something like that. Except there's no revenge in it, really. Well, yeah.
Yeah, there is. There's
They do
revenge
get the one
in
guy
there.
with the mouse, which is another movie you need to watch.
Makes you cry. I saw it for the first time recently.
Yeah. And you know, there was one day that it just really... It didn't break my heart, but it made my heart grow 3 sizes that day.
Oh, so you turned into the Grinch?
No.
Was it Christmas time?
No, it was not. But
Oh.
there was an older man that came in.
Okay.
And he was kind of looking around a little bit, so I went up to him. And I said, I would figure he was probably about 65 to 70, somewhere in that.
All right.
Or maybe 70. I mean, you know,
All right.
older fella. And he came and said, well, my kids give me one of them machines for Christmas. Told me I had to have it.
All right.
I said, okay. He goes, I can set you up with an account. He goes, well, you ain't got nothing in here I want to see anyway. I said, now, how do you know that? I've got just about every kind of thing in here. He goes, look, says, they haven't made a good movie since John Wayne died.
And you had the John Wayne movies, didn't you?
I had John Wayne movies. I have a lot of them. He goes, yeah, but I've already seen them. I said, yeah, but you can see them again. I mean, they're good movies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, once you've seen it, you've seen it. And I said, well, hey, I've got everything from the Hellraisers to Circus World. He went, Circus what?
What? He hadn't seen one?
And I said, yeah, I've got Circus World, where John Wayne is the owner of the circus. Can I see it? So I went over and I showed him the box for it. And he looked and he goes, I've never heard of that one. So here was a guy, this is in like 1980, 5.
Mm-hmm.
His favorite actor died in the 70s.
So he hasn't watched a movie in 10 years.
Or anything he saw he thought wasn't worth seeing because John Wayne wasn't in it. And I was able to send him home with a brand new movie to him
With his
of
favorite
his favorite
actor.
all-time actor. And that just made his day, made my day too. I mean, it was one of those, today is the day I know why I own a video store. Because you get to do things like that. Or you get to introduce somebody to something that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of the fact that as my kids were growing up, I made sure I introduced you to the big musicals and to funny old black and white. I mean, my kids know who Ma and Pa Kettle are.
Yeah, I do.
They know who the Clampetts are. They've watched the Gilligans Island people. They've seen I Dream of Genie. They know what all this stuff is.
Yeah.
I mean, I own the entire collection of Dick Van Dyke show.
They're so great. Can we watch those later?
We will have to put in one later, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Something that I know that I saw it online, and this is going to be the last thing to talk about because, yeah, we're over our time. But I think they should really do this in movie rental places that are still around, which are dwindling pretty fast because of online stuff. But there is a library I saw pictures of, and instead of having, hand me a book, any book, pick a book, any book. Okay, instead of having this book like this, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Instead, they've wrapped it like it's for Christmas. They've wrapped the both ends, everything, so you can't read it. On the outside, it says a data book, and it's at a library, and you can go and rent a book that you know nothing about, or loan a book, or whatever you do.
Yeah.
Or there are other places that instead of having what's on there, like, oh, Greg Bear, blah, 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 it'll say, like, what's this book about?
Oh, this book? I don't have my glasses
Okay,
with me.
pick a book that you know something about off the top of your head. There you go. Dragon's Eye by Anne McCaffrey. So this would be completely wrapped, completely.
Yeah.
And what is it about?
This takes place after the Dragon Rider saga. It is a continuing part of the plights of everyone on Turn.
Okay,
A planet.
so it would say like a couple words, but like randomly placed, no sentences. Like it would say dragons, adventure, Pern, fire, stuff. Just like key words that would be like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Okay.
True love, things like that. If that's
Okay.
in this book, but yeah.
True love.
Yeah, so it would be like that, and it's complete. Like, so you can't go in and go, oh, this is an old book. Oh, this is an old movie. Like the John Wayne movies be like action, cowboys, Indians, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know nothing about this. You don't know when it was made or anything until you take it home.
That would be great.
I just think that would be interesting if there was a movie store around that they should, do that. And it's now 1 o'clock, so we're gonna say goodbye to our public. Say goodbye.
Bye, public.
And thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.